Guys, there is a trigger warning on these next two videos. So if you're triggered, maybe just don't watch them. But this is the guy, Shane Cuthbert, who is trying to run for government up in Cairns, who is posing as a domestic violence advocate. He's saying he's reformed. He's admitted to having 2 charities centred around domestic violence, which he is self-proclaimed were fraudulent in order to gain back his public image and credibility after what he did to Berenger Rose. Google his name. This dude does not deserve to have a platform of any sort so that he can re-victimize his victims. He is a disgusting man, and it needs to be widely known. I don't know how this guy has been getting away with.
Viewer discretion advised in 3, 2, 1.
We actually really need to be looking after.
Show me your legs. Show me.
Please stop.
Show me your legs. Show me your fucking legs.
Please stop. Please, I love you, babe. Please stop hurting me.
Where's all your bruises?
Please stop hurting me. Please stop hurting me.
You're a bit red there.
Please stop hurting me. Please stop hurting me. Please stop hurting me.
Berenger Rose, the cover model.
Please stop hurting me.
Look at her.
Please stop hurting me.
This is what someone close to Shane at the time says happened to Berenger Rose. The incident with the bruises occurred in 2015 when they were living at the Ocean View Motel in Bowen. She tried to leave and he tried to break her legs with a metal pole. I know this because he told me later that same day. Then a few days later, he sent me the video he took of her on the lounge, covered in bruises. I asked if those bruises were from the beating he gave her with the metal pole, and he said yes, and went on to tell me how he had threatened to unalive her family if she tried to leave again, or if he went to jail for it. By the way, what triggered him was they sat down on the couch that night to watch a segment on Q&A about domestic violence, and Berenger tried to make him watch it to get it into his head. I should say that DV was so bad that if he didn't stop his behaviour, she would end up being the next statistic. He flew into a rage and started belting her, on the bruises mind you. Prior to this, he had me completely fooled, under the impression that she was the one abusing him. He never let me meet her, or her meet me, and I just believed him until years later. He told me she would do all this nasty stuff to him, and I told him he needed to record her to protect himself. Otherwise, no one else would believe him. So this one night I'm in bed, and I get this text from him, which was that video. I thought he must have been abused so much by her that he's obviously snapped and lost his mind to have done that to her. But I was so convinced that he was the victim that even when I saw that shocking footage, I felt initially sympathetic towards her, but managed to push that feeling aside, as I had been led to believe that she was really the abuser and felt like she must have surely done something to deserve it. So I replied telling him that he needed to get counselling, because if he kept carrying on like that, he was going to go to jail. The elderly manager at the motel tried to get involved one day when he heard Berenger screaming for help. The old bloke in his 60s was quite frail. He confronted Shane with a baseball bat, but Shane ripped it off him and he ended up hitting Berenger with it. Later that night, Shane tried to intimidate the manager as retaliation for getting involved by making a hydrochloric acid bomb and detonating it under the manager's car. Shane got arrested for that, but got away with a slap on the wrist. Either way, at this point, everyone was too scared to speak out against him, so she stayed with him and they moved further north to Cardiff. About 9 months later, during an incident, the neighbours came running when they heard her screams. He had thrown a can at her, which I think hit her in the head. Police were called by the neighbours, not by her. She was always reluctant to cooperate with police. He had semi-convinced her that she was the abuser as well. So after any time he'd fly off the handle and attack her, she'd get scared at first and run to the neighbours for help, but didn't want Shane to get in trouble with the police, so she would rarely cooperate with them. And at the time, Queensland Police had a reputation for being pretty dismissive of DV cases where there was a woman reluctant to cooperate. When he got remanded into custody on this occasion, she went through his phone and saw the footage from 9 months prior and the messages he had been sending me. She sent them to a friend, I think who sent them to a current affair. But by this stage, the bruises were healed, and I don't think she ever sent the footage to the police. Again, she didn't trust police and didn't want to make things worse. So he wasn't charged for that particular assault because it was 9 months until police even got involved. And by then, the bruises had healed. Plus, after the current affair thing went to air, he would write to her every day. He wasn't allowed contact, so he'd write to someone else knowing she'd read it. In case the jail checked his letters, it would appear that he was writing to his mum, I think. In the letters, he threatened to unalive himself and suggested that if she recanted her statement, he would be released. So basically, he had manipulated her, like he had me and everyone else, into feeling sorry for him, which is why she never went to the police, which is why he wasn't charged or convicted of that particular assault. Here is the message he sent to his mate about beating Beringer Rose. He was charged for the acid bomb, but not for what someone close to him says happened with the metal pole, not for the bruises shown in that footage, not for the video he allegedly sent a friend, and that's just one incident out of more than 40 court appearances, because she didn't trust the police, because according to someone who knew them both, she believed it was her fault, because the system worked in his favour. What if I told you he also runs a domestic violence charity?
You stick to the plan to be a nice person married to the love of your life instead of an abusive asshole.
Look at what I have to put up
Oh,
with.
you stop touching me. You're hurting me.
I know.
Stick to plans,
Look at how you are
right? You
acting.
stick to plans, right?
Look at how you are
You stick
acting.
to plans, right?
Look at how you are acting.
Answer me.
Over a cigarette.
No, this is over what you've done to me.
Oh, okay. But get over it.
Show me your legs. Show me.
Please stop.
Show me your legs. Show me your fucking legs.
Please stop.
Because what am I doing now? I'm ready to go. I've got the key. I'm ready to go.
You've got my car key to my
Yes.
car.
Okay.
It's gonna
I
be great.
paid for
And
it.
that goes out of
That
Rego.
would be sitting there on the side of the road if it wasn't for me, because
You know
I
what? It
paid
was
for the
better off
rego.
there. Please don't love you, mate.
Around.
Please stop hurting me.
Where's all your bruises?
Please stop hurting me.
Get over it.
Get your facts straight.
It cost me $600 just to get the gas bloody...
Please stop hurting me.
Is it red there?
Please stop hurting. Please
I had to get a new tyres, new fucking wheel, a new...
stop hurting me. Please stop hurting me.
Beringer Rose, the cover model.
Please stop
Oh,
hurting me.
look at her.
I could have just fixed my car instead, but I put you before myself. Something I regret.
Hello, my name is Shane Cuthbert, and not only am I a rapist, but I'm also profusely sweating.
Someone with a violent past, particularly involved in domestic violence, start making content. Most of the narratives that they're pushing revolves around how it was hard for them. It is erasing the survivors and also the victims of this said person. This is not empowerment, it's re-traumatizing. Not only for the victims, but also the survivors out there that will be seeing this content. It is kind of odd when you're making content that revolves around domestic violence abuse. There it's all about you, but not about centering victims and also survivors within your content. It shows a great level of performativeness and insincerity. Not only is this person an advocate, but also running within politics. You should be transparent about your past. You should not be rewriting the narrative to try and frame that you are the victim when you're still the perpetrator. Especially when we see him using this situation to downplay the severity of the action. The seriousness of DV and criminal behavior. It is very irresponsible to frame the harm that you've caused as growth, whilst not acknowledging the cost and also the people that you've harmed in the result of this growth. Critiquing the justice system is valid, but using it as a shield to excuse your disgusting behavior is you continuing the pattern of not taking accountability for what you've done and the harm that you've caused.